What's going on, everybody? Quarth here, and I am back with another fucking thing to talk about. And don't worry, it's not a controversy. I figured since there's so much messed up shit in the world, why not infuriate your eyes with some other messed up shit? Now, this video is going to be talking about the game Bad Parenting 1, which is an indie horror game that is about child abuse. So trigger warning up ahead. This video will contain moments of child abuse, so if you're hesitant to that type of stuff, please click off now. Otherwise, for those of you brave souls sit back, grab your bucket of water, and hopefully douse yourself in holy after this, and pray you don't be a shitty parent. Because in this video, we're going to be talking about the indie horror game Bad Parenting 1 and why it is a good game. Now, a quick summary for you guys who don't know what Bad Parenting 1 is. Bad Parenting 1 is an indie horror game which stars a child named Ron and his two parents. His mom comes home late from work again and basically forgets that it's Ron's birthday. So she makes up a character called Mr. Redface who breaks into kids' houses in the middle of the night and leaves them presents on their birthday, kind of like a creepier version of Santa Claus. Anyway, a little on short then, Ron's dad, Bruce, comes out of his room and starts to get in a heated argument with Ron's mom, and basically turns and tells Ron to go to bed. Ron complies, and in the middle of the night, he sees Mr. Redface in his room, and he leaves him a doll that looks just like him. The doll does a couple of funny tricks, like making his food never lasting and drinking a bottle of wine. Then he informs Ron that Mr. Redface has taken his dad Bruce away because he was a bad parent. So Ron, because he loves his father, goes and finds him in Mr. Redface's prison. And on the way, he meets a couple of other kids. Keep those in mind for later. But then he finds a spell book on the counter next to Bruce's bed, and he gets yoinked back into the human world. In the human world, Ron's mom finds him in her closet and basically realizes that her son hasn't taken his medications. So she offers to take the day off of work tomorrow and take care of Ron. And Ron and her go to sleep, excited for the next day. Next day rolls around and Mr. Redface has taken Ron's mom away too. So Ron goes back into the closet portal and proceeds to find his mom, throwing the spell in there to kill Mr. Redface, and which he does. They defeat Mr. Redface and go back home. Ron's mom and dad are back in the human world now. Bruce is beating Ron's mom vigorously because he thinks she is having an affair. So Ron's mom leaves and decides that they should get a divorce. Trigger warning, this is where the child abuse comes in, so please stop here or you can skip ahead to this timestamp. Anyway, Bruce starts to drink and he becomes Mr. Redface and says this cannot happen. So he walks over to Ron's room where Ron is sleeping, and then he takes Ron, chokes him vigorously, and snaps his neck, and then hides his body in the closet for 14 days. Ron, seeing all this before his eyes, never thought that his dad would come to this and doesn't believe it. But it turns out that the doll that Mr. Redface had given him was actually the knowing part of him. He knew all along that he was dead, but he kept repressing it in his mind because he thought his dad was a great person. In the real world, it turns out Ron's dad has been hiding inside of a crappy motel and being haunted by the vigorous images of his son's snapped neck. Ron's mom wakes up in the morning where she said she was going to take care of him, but she doesn't find him anywhere. Then she finds her son's body inside of the closet, dead. In the game, it takes place in Vietnam, and in Vietnam, it is more commonly to see the ghosts of the dead at night. This is why Ron could only see his mom, and his mom could only see Ron, because Ron's mom only came home at night because she worked really late. But then, while she is interrogated by the police, the spell that Ron picked up in Mr. Redface's prison was actually his dad's motel keycard. And using that, they finally arrest Bruce. Ron's family holds a funeral for Ron, and Ron goes off into the afterlife with the other three kids. One of them being buried alive, the other one being thrown in a fire, and the third one being killed in a car accident or stuffed in a trunk of a car. Holy shit, you don't know how many times I've stuttered during that. But anyway, now it's time to get into what the actual video is about, why this game is such a good game. In my opinion, the game is a good game because horror games are usually allowed to tackle really harsh subjects. Take Five Nights at Freddy's, for example. I mean, fuck, their whole theme of that game is about children being murdered in a pizzeria. Like, how more fucked up can you get like that? But the thing about Bad Parenting 1 is that these scenarios do exist in real life. You see all these on the news and stuff about parents killing their children. whether by accident or on purpose, usually on purpose. And some children get abused by their parents day by day, night by night, hour by hour, minute by minute, and it really hurts a child's mental health. And there was a nice quote from a while ago that I saw in a comment on one of the videos that I was watching about bad parenting, which is, every child deserves a parent, but not every parent deserves a child. And in this case, it really shows that any parent could be Mr. Redface. As a victim of child abuse myself, I do understand where this is coming from, and everything in this game, it really brings out the worst in people. And in many streamers' cases and many people that play this game, they do realize the severity of these situations. Like I said before, there are many parents out there that actively murder their children just because they can or in a drunken rage. And most of the time it's the dad, but very rarely it is the mom. But regardless, whether it's the dad or the mom or the uncle or the aunt, it's still a really fucked up topic. But I feel like Bad Parenting 1 addresses these topics in a very good way. Not going all out crazy and just flat out introducing it, but they really show it through the eyes of a child. That's the main thing here. They show this game from the mind of Ron and how he thought his father was a great person until he found out about his demise at the hands of his father. It's just very amazing to see that an indie game developer can make a game like Bad Parenting 1, which has many twists and turns, but yet again many reality checks in it. And it shows that not everyone can be a good parent, and not everyone can be a good person. As much as many people hate to admit it, the world is a terrible place. You could have many things happen to you like this, and most of the time it's an accident, but a lot of more mostly than accidents are on purpose because people aren't fit to be parents. If there's anyone watching that is a victim of child abuse, just remember, there are people that can help. Like me, unfortunately, I never got that help. But many people can. As long as they just phone the authorities and just talk to people and let people know what's going on in their lives, they could be saving themselves, the other family members that are hurting by it, and more importantly, their childhood. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for this video. Sorry it was a deep topic to talk about. I just really wanted to talk about how great of a game that Bad Parenting 1 is, and I highly suggest that you guys go check it out. Go check out many people's playthroughs on it, and it is really good. It is a very great game that tackles into a lot of deep topics in a very good way and addresses the flaws of parenting. And like I said before, there are people that can help. If you are a victim of child abuse, please report it to the police immediately. Do not wait, because if you wait and just act like this, everything is normal, eventually it will get worse. So if you are a victim of child abuse, please phone the authority immediately. You're never too young to tell the truth. But yeah, guys, that's going to be it for the video. That's going to be it for me. This is Quarth, or Day in Real Life, and I hope you guys stay safe, and I'll see y'all next time. Peace.